President Uhuru Kenyatta, Deputy President William Ruto, and ODM leader Raila Odinga today joined the media fraternity in paying tribute to the late Hilary Boniface Ng'weno, a retired journalist, author, and Kenyan historian described by some as the African icon. Ng'weno passed on at the age of 83 last night after a long illness. And as Waihiga Mwaura now tells us, Ng'weno will be remembered as the man behind authoritative publications such as the now defunct The Weekly Review, the Nairobi Times, a private media station STV, and the timeless documentary.
Towering intellect, of great vision, and a Renaissance man of many talents is how some chose to describe Hilary Boniface Ng'weno. He was a distinguished journalist, international columnist, an author, a documentary filmmaker, and a collector of the arts. Born in Nairobi in 1938, he attended the Mangu High School before he was awarded a scholarship to study physics at the prestigious Harvard University. Upon his return to the country, he plunged into the world of journalism, kicking off his career at the Daily Nation, where he rose to become its first African editor-in-chief in 1965. 10 years later, he left the Nation to start The Weekly Review, a magazine that revolutionized post-independence journalism in Kenya. The Weekly Review became a legendary training ground, producing some of Kenya's best journalists, editors, and media owners today.
And let me say he was a great mentor and a great teacher. And he made a huge contribution to the development of the media industry in Kenya. The Weekly Review was the most authoritative voice in current affairs. And we covered very many monumental political events under his guidance. People used to refer to Hilary as a genius because he was so knowledgeable on so many things.
A man of formidable intellect and knowledge. And in your interaction, you always found yourself listening to him and receiving rather than giving. And Hilary read every story that went into the Weekly Review. He read every line. He edited it and changed it, which was part of the training that the journalists received.
I think Kenyan journalism used to be a very basic reportage of he said, she said, he did, she did. He brought in what you might call thinking journalism. Journalism where it's not just about reporting, but about analyzing.
Hilary Ng'weno, the late father of two, did not limit his time to the world of print, but later on diversified, starting STV Kenya, a private television station in 1999, and thereafter creating historical documentaries such as the series The Makers of a Nation and Kenya's Darkest Hours. The media fraternity today pays tribute to a man who did not even study journalism but excelled at the highest levels, setting an example for those who came after him.
I trained as a teacher. I was at Kenyatta University training to be a secondary school teacher. So I've never studied journalism or communication. And that's why I say that I didn't need to, because Hilary was my bachelor's, master's and PhD teacher. He taught me. He made me what I became in the industry.
You say, I can say I learned from the master, at the feet of the master. Working with Hilary was a university in itself. They learned on the job. And they learned simply through writing and going through what Hilary used to scribble on your copy, the ideas, the suggestions, the questions he would ask.
President Uhuru Kenyatta paid tribute to the late Ng'weno as a Kenyan household name because of his immense journalistic achievements. Deputy President William Ruto described him as the father of Kenyan journalism, whilst ODM leader Raila Odinga recalls that Hilary's work played a leading role in promoting press freedom in Kenya and thus helping to expand the country's democratic space. 3 years ago, during his 80th birthday, family, friends, and professional colleagues of the late Ng'weno came together to pay tribute to the octogenarian in a 75-page book. Ng'weno fell ill at about the same time and had been ailing for the last 3 years before he succumbed last night.
People think he achieved a lot, but he could have achieved so much more. But he was dealing with a society that did not appreciate the importance of good journalism, of lasting debate.
Last night, the list of Kenyan media practitioners trained by Hilary Ng'weno would stand out in a press hall of fame, a testament to the legacy of a media titan who had an eye for raw talent and the tools to shape it. Waihiga Mwaura, Citizen TV.